Let's talk about life for a minute. I want to tell you a story, and by the end of it, you might see your own life a little bit different. A few years ago, I was sitting in a cafe and I couldn't help overhearing two friends talking. One of them sees and said, "Real love doesn't exist anymore." The other nodded without even thinking. It wasn't the first time I heard someone say that. Maybe after another heartbreak, another situationship, another person who promised forever and disappeared a few weeks later, you started believing that genuine love is becoming overrated. But what if that is not true? What if love isn't disappearing? What if we are just choosing the wrong people? Think about that for a second. When we were younger, most of us don't know what healthy love looks like. We know excitement, we know butterflies, we know chemistry, but chemistry isn't always compatibility. Sometimes, have you ever noticed that? Sometimes, the person who gives you the biggest butterfly is also the same person who gives you the biggest headaches. Have you ever noticed that before? We mistake emotional high for emotional safety, and because the high feels so good, we ignore the warning signs, we ignore the inconsistency, we ignore the disrespect, we ignore how anxious we constantly feel. Then months later, we tell ourselves there are no good people left. Who told you that? Imagine you are shopping for fruit. Every single time you go to the market, you pick the bruised apple because they look what? Shining on the outside. You get home, they are rotten. Would you conclude that all apples are bad? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Of course not. You will realize you have been choosing the wrong ones. Relationship work the same way. Sometimes our picker is broken, not because we are bad people, but because nobody ever taught us how to recognize healthy love. Social media hasn't made it easier. Every day we are told the relationship should feel exciting every second. Perfect vacation, couples goals, matching outfits. But real love usually look much quieter. It is showing up, keeping promises, being honest, being kind even when you are upset. Yes, those things don't always go viral, but they are what make relationship last. I think one of the biggest mistakes people make is confusing attention with love. Someone texts you every hour, they call you beautiful names, they buy you gifts. It feels amazing, but attention isn't commitment. Words are not character. Consistency will always tell you more than chemistry ever will. That is why some people keep falling for the same type of person. Different face, different city, same story. Have you ever noticed such pattern? Leave a comment if you have ever looked back and realized you kept dating the same person in different bodies. Now, this doesn't mean perfect people exist. They don't. Everyone has flaws. Everyone make mistakes. But there is a difference between someone who isn't perfect and someone who is repeatedly showing you they don't value you. Learning that difference changes everything, because once your standards change, your choices begin to change too. There's something I wish more people understand. Loneliness makes us lower our standard. See, when you have been single for a long time, when everyone around you seems to be getting married, when social media keeps reminding you that you are behind, it's tempting to accept less than you deserve. Not because you are desperate, because you are tired. And tired people often confuse relief with love. But temporary relief can become permanent regret. Real love usually doesn't arrive looking dramatic. Sometimes it looks boring. Not because it lacks passion, but because it lacks chaos. Healthy love doesn't keep you guessing every day. Healthy love lets you breathe. And maybe that is why so many people miss it. They are searching for fireworks while walking past someone holding lantern. So, is genuine love rare today? Maybe, but I don't think it's disappearing. I think healthy people are becoming harder to recognize because we have spent so much time celebrating unhealthy patterns. The good people are still here. The question is, are we becoming the kind of person who can recognize them? Because sometimes the biggest change isn't about finding better people. It is becoming someone who chooses better. Life doesn't always give us the answer. Sometimes it just gives us those chance to grow. Thank you for spending these few minutes with me. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. If this conversation made you think, I would genuinely love to hear from you. Do you think real love is becoming rare, or do you think we are choosing the wrong people? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this honest conversation about life, friendship, and becoming better, subscribe so we keep having them together. Thank you very much. I love you.